Welcome to the deep dive, where sometimes the most targeted knowledge comes from the most unexpected places.
Exactly.
We had this whole plan, a stack of sources detailing a trip, a serious mission actually, to scope out some local fish stores.
Right.
But the story just took this immediate botanical left turn. The observer got completely stuck admiring a single stunning plant at the nursery next door.
It's a classic case of knowledge finding you, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And we're using that unexpected stop as our launch pad today.
Yeah, we are.
We're focusing on a plant that is, I think, often overlooked, but proved to be so visually dramatic, the zonal geranium.
That's right. So our mission today is to unpack the specific features that make this one plant, Pelargonium X hortorum, such a standout for any container gardener.
Anyone who wants that maximum aesthetic payoff.
Yes, because what caught the eye immediately, it wasn't the flowers, it was something more subtle, more structural. It was the foliage.
And that focus is key. Our sources detail the observer's immediate thought, which was, okay, to understand this, I have to document the critical features, the things that separate it from everything else.
And we're taking that exact same rigorous approach today.
We want to show you why this one specific variety is so highly sought after.
Okay, let's get right into it. The foliage. When a plant literally stops you on your way to look at, exotic tropical fish, it has to have some serious visual gravity.
It really does.
So what was it? What was the absolute defining visual marker on those leaves?
It was the pattern that actually gives the plant its name, the zonal geranium.
Okay.
If you look closely, the leaves, they aren't just a uniform green. The sources meticulously describe this noticeable brown ring-shaped marking that extends outwards from the middle.
A ring, not a splotch or a spot. A ring. That's so specific. Does it look, I don't know, painted on?
It's very pronounced, almost like a target ring that's been painted right onto the leaf. It creates this internal contrast, this almost architectural. We're talking about a band of color, usually a deep, rich chocolate brown, sometimes more of a rust color, that circles the center of the leaf.
So the edges and the very middle are still green.
Exactly, a contrasting green. And that's what horticulturalists call the zone. It creates this built-in drama right there on the foliage.
So the leaves are interesting even when the plant isn't blooming.
That's the whole point.
That sounds incredible, but wait a second. When you see a brown ring on a leaf, doesn't that usually mean trouble? Like a fungus or some kind of deficiency?
That is an excellent question.
Right.
And it really speaks to why accurate documentation is so important.
Right.
Because yes, in many, many plants, concentric rings are a bad sign. Fungal issues, usually.
I thought so.
But in Pelargonium X hortorum, this is a feature. It's the result of, selective breeding. The observer knew it was a healthy specimen because the rings were just so uniform, crisply defined.
And they were on all the leaves.
All of them. New growth, old growth, consistently. That's the hallmark of an intended trait, not a disease.
So the visual check itself is a lesson. Okay, so that observation is logged. The unique brown zone. What did the research reveal about its technical identity?
So first, a quick clarification for you, the listener. We all call them geraniums, but the sources confirm that these common garden varieties, they belong to the genus Pelargonium.
Ah, okay. One of those tricky naming things.
It is. The true geraniums are usually hardy perennial plants. Our plant, the one with the spectacular zone, is the species known as the zonal geranium, or Pelargonium X hortorum.
So Pelargonium, but its common name, zonal geranium, comes from that defining feature. That makes sense.
It does. And the sources went even deeper. They didn't just stop at the species.
Oh.
They noted that this specific plant was accompanied by these bright, light pink flowers. By cross-referencing the foliage pattern with that flower color, they could identify the exact cultivar.
Which was?
The popular Maverick Appleblossom.
Maverick Appleblossom. I love that name.
It's a great name. And having that full name is so useful because now you know exactly what to look for if you want this same effect in your own garden.
And is that series well known? The Maverick series?
Oh yeah, it's known for strong, large blooms and vigorous growth. And Appleblossom refers specifically to that soft, almost glowing light pink.
It's fascinating how quickly the full idea was locked down. The source notes really emphasize that, the practical takeaway for any kind of learning is just capturing those key features.
Precisely. They stress taking multiple close-up photos of both the distinct leaves and the flowers. That dual documentation is crucial.
Right, because if you only had a photo of the leaves...
You just know it's a zonal geranium.
But generic.
And if you only had the pink flowers, it could be any number of cultivars. It was the combination, the brown ring plus the light pink that allowed for that rapid, precise ID.
It's a lesson in how to approach anything complex, really, capture the distinct variables. Okay, now that we know what it is, let's get to the heart of it. The aesthetic appeal. Why did this combination, the zone and the bloom, just elevate the plant above everything else? The source calls it intriguing, but I think we can go further.
Oh, we should absolutely go further. What makes the zonal geranium, and this cultivar specifically, a real powerhouse, is the unique visual math it's doing.
Visual math, I like that.
Most plants are beautiful, for one thing, right? Either the foliage or the flower. The Maverick Appleblossom gives you this compelling visual balance between the two.
Okay, so you have the drama from the leaves.
The striking, structured drama, the brown ring foliage, yes. And then the light pink blooms provide this softer, complementary color contrast that just ties it all together.
It's a full composition. It's not just waiting for one moment of peak flowering.
Precisely. And this is where the observer made a really smart comparison. They immediately put it in context with other high-drama container plants,
Like what?
specifically Coleus and Begonia.
And here's where it gets really interesting for me, because Coleus, I mean, it's the king of foliage. You get every color imaginable on a single leaf.
Absolutely. Neon pinks, lime greens.
Deep burgundy. And begonias have that vibrant textural drama too. So why, according to the sources, does the zonal geranium come out on top?
It all comes down to the flower. Or, I guess, the lack of a complementary flower in the alternatives.
Okay.
Think about Coleus. It's prized entirely for its leaves. When it starts to flower, what happens?
It sends up that little spike.
That tall, insignificant spike of tiny pale flowers.
I know those. They look like tiny white asparagus spears.
That is the perfect description. And what do all the serious Coleus growers do?
Pinch them off. Immediately.
Right. Because they distract from the foliage, and the plant diverts energy away from making more of those beautiful leaves.
So the flower is basically the enemy of the leaf.
It's the visual antagonist, yes. Now think about begonias. Dramatic leaves, for sure reds, fuzzy textures, silver markings. But their flowers are often small, sporadic, and the color can even clash a little bit with the leaves. They aren't the main event.
So with those other popular plants, you get 100% foliage drama, but the flowers are either irrelevant or you actively don't want them.
And that is the zonal geranium's unique advantage. The Maverick Appleblossom doesn't just make flowers. It makes complementary flowers.
It's a team effort.
It is. You have the sharp structured drama of the brown ring, and that's softened by this constant, organized splash of light pink. The two elements work together, not against each other.
A dynamic duo. The brown ring is the frame, and the pink bloom is the vibrant centerpiece. The observer's note about visual balance is so key here.
It's not that it has more beautiful leaves than a Coleus necessarily. It's that it provides a more harmonious, sustained aesthetic experience. Both parts are pulling their weight.
And what about the structure of the plant itself?
Another great point. Coleus can get leggy and needs constant pruning. Many begonias are sensitive. Zonal geraniums, especially the Maverick series, are known for their compact, mounding habit.
So they're naturally tidy.
Inherently tidy. Structurally perfect for a container where space is at a premium.
That's another layer of appeal, low maintenance for high drama.
Yeah.
I'm also curious about the name Appleblossom. That suggests a mix of white and pink, right? Like a real apple blossom.
It does. And the observer noted this, which is another crucial detail. The blooms often start a bit darker pink in the center and fade to almost white at the edges.
A gradient.
Yes, an intentional gradient. It keeps the bloom from being a flat block of color. It adds dimension and reinforces that soft, complementary feel against the sharper lines of the zone on the leaf.
That detail really seals it. It explains why it's a complement and not a distraction. The whole package foliage, bloom color, compact habit is just optimized for container gardening.
We have moved way past it looks nice. We understand why it's strategically superior in this specific setting, which brings us to the practical application.
Right.
We have all this rich detail, but the ultimate question for you, the listener, is the so what? You're prepping your balcony containers. What did we just learn?
Well, first and foremost, you now have a highly specific, visually striking recommendation. Pelargonium x hortorum, Maverick Appleblossom.
But you also get the why.
Exactly. You understand the mechanism. It's not just pretty, it's strategically balanced. The foliage drama and the flower color, they work together.
And, importantly, the sources confirm it is highly suitable for a container garden. Its vigor, its manageable size. This is not a plant that's going to outgrow its pot in a month.
So we didn't just find a pretty plant. We unearthed a whole case for a specific variety being a container gardening MVP.
Hmm.
And if you zoom out, the whole process, this unexpected detour leading to a fully researched piece of knowledge, it offers a meta lesson on how to learn.
Absolutely. The observer didn't just dismiss it. They stopped, they captured the distinct visual variables, the brown zone, the flower gradient, and then used those to unlock the knowledge.
It shows that effective learning isn't just about finding data.
It's about accurate initial observation. It's about knowing what details to capture so the analysis can actually happen.
It's a reminder to let curiosity guide you, even when you're supposed to be looking at tetras and angelfish.
Indeed. We went from a fish mission to a focused dive into botany, and the result is a highly actionable piece of knowledge about design.
Okay, to quickly recap this detour turn discovery, we dove into the zonal geranium, specifically the Maverick Appleblossom cultivar.
We did.
We identified its key marker, that brown ring-shaped marking on the leaves, which gives it the zonal name and all that built-in drama.
Right.
We learned that the plant is Pelargonium ex hortorum, and that it's strongly recommended for containers because, unlike Coleus or Begonia, it offers this truly compelling and balanced aesthetic between its leaves and its complementary pink blooms.
And that precise balance elevates it from just a plant to an intentional design piece. As a final thought for you to consider based on all this. If thorough documentation, capturing those distinct leaves and flowers, is so essential for rapid and accurate identification of just a single plant, what critical features are we currently overlooking in our own everyday observations about people, projects, or trends? Features that could lead to unexpected and ultimately highly valuable discoveries.
A perfect call to be more observant and to treat every detour like a potential deep dive. That's it for this exploration. We'll catch you next time.